be banished. That is 2 wins for you to our 1. But Avenir is coming. Avenir will avenge me.
We're sorry. You've reached a Nemesis operative that is no longer in service.
Helvetica thought he could reason with you. He failed. He is gone. People of the Osiris node. If I am willing to banish Helvetica, imagine what I will do to you if you defy me. We can move about the portal network as shards at will. And soon, I will have the ability to rewire all of your minds to be immune to the XM interference. The exogenous will no longer have any power over you. In the end, you will thank me.
Agents, I'm Hank Johnson. Well, I'm a Hank Johnson, although there are many who would say I'm the Hank Johnson. I think you can tell the difference by this point. I'm coming to you live from a Dunraven chamber. I've been laying low since Nemesis reared their ugly heads. I've been running interference in the background. First of all, I want to thank everyone who participated in the NIA's latest field test. Thanks to your efforts, you've kept a lot of prime artifacts out of Helvetica's hands. But I guess there's no rest for the weary, right? Avenir is on the warpath now, traveling about the portal networks as shards, trying to harvest data from non-sensitives that Nemesis can use to cut people off from the influence of XM for good. Now, what we need you to do is to move the Avenir shards to NIA capture portals. This should thwart their plans and take Avenir off the board. Now, I can't tell you how I know this, but Avenir is the most dangerous Nemesis we've faced so far. Avenir is ruthless, self-serving, and my intel suggests even other members within Nemesis don't fully trust them. Take care, agents. Avenir should not be underestimated. The NIA on your world thinks the only way to stop Nemesis from doing something like this again is to shut down Redacted permanently. And believe me, I wish I could think of a better option. But at the moment, well, I'm coming up blank. It's out of my hands at this point. But as much as we love Redacted, shutting it down might be the only way the NIA can keep your world safe.
Have you picked up anything unusual in your scanner? Save it. It will be valuable for the tessellation.
Agents, my apologies for that interference. But I gotta say, I'm glad to see Misty from my world is safe. She's spent the past several years living mostly in her mind palace and teleporting between worlds, so I haven't heard from her in some time. Now, a lot of you have been asking, what happened to Wendy? How is it that she's trapped in the anomalous bubble with the rest of the Osiris researchers? Well, I think I can shed some light on that. A lot of you have seen Video and myself and Wendy in Thailand during Operation Kolan. Well, we weren't actually in Thailand. Well, at least not physically. We were sent there as part of a remote participation experience. I can't say much about it at the moment, but suffice it to say, Wendy's simulacrum encountered a Nemesis team on the ground. And when they destroyed her simulacrum there, it destroyed her simulacrum here as well. I guess Wendy was a simulacrum for as long as I'd known her, which, believe me, was news to me. Finding out how that happened is definitely high on my priority list at the moment. Oh, and by the way, all reports so far indicate that it's Wendy in there with the researchers, not Wendy with Clue in the driver's seat. So, whatever Nemesis did to Wendy, I'm not sure Clue made it out alive.
Okay, let's see if I've got an extra life.
So many of you have probably noticed the hexagonal media objects that have been appearing in the scanner lately. Well, it appears they're all pieces of a larger puzzle. The NIA is calling it the tessellation, We don't know much more about it than that at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being important in the fight against Nemesis. All right. We have some questions coming in that I'm going to field. Please feel free to send them to me. We got our first question from Mail Eater. What universe are you in now, Hank? Well, Mail Eater, that's a complicated question. It's, right now, I'm in a Dunraven chamber, specifically Roland Jarvis's Dunraven chamber. They used to say all roads lead to Rome. Well, if you think of it that way, well, I'm kind of in Rome. I'm in the Dunraven chamber that all other Dunraven chambers lead to. It's a specific participation chamber. It's based off the designs of Stein-Lightman. As to what universe I'm in, well, that's where it gets really interesting. See, I think there's exactly one Dunraven chamber for all the worlds in the multiverse. So, well, there are doors to this place from many worlds, and those all end up here. Like I said, all roads lead to Rome, right? And before you ask, well, I can't use this chamber to jump between worlds. Believe me, I've already checked. When you exit the chamber, you always exit where you originally came from. But I'm always a little on edge when I'm in here. You never know. You never know who's going to drop in and when. So you got to stay on your toes. You got to stay frosty, as they used to say to us. So thanks for your question. It's a really good one. I hope it answered to your satisfaction. There's some pieces of information that I'm free to disclose and some that I can't. So, agents, if you're out there and you're asking questions that I'm not at liberty to discuss, I'll let you know. Another question from Wicked Dimp. When did you first wear the monkey suit and what were you wearing underneath? That sounds like a trick question. I wasn't wearing my lucky underwear at the time, so I can say that much. But to my recollection, the first time I wore the monkey suit was when I was in Houston, basically interviewing for a position as director of the NIA after the unfortunate demise of Ezekiel Calvin. And I have to say, while it fit, it wasn't comfortable because I believe, as I stated then, you can take the boy out of the field, but you can't take the field out of the boy. So here we are. Let's see. Someone has cast doubt. No, I am indeed the real Hank Johnson. There's no doubts there. While my counterpart in the Prime Universe is indeed the Hank Johnson for the Prime Universe, I am the Hank Johnson in the 1218 universe. So, let's see, another question. Other dimensions, are they targeting yours alone for some question? Mr. Nice Hats, Nemesis affecting any other dimensions, or are they targeting ours alone for some reason? Well, right now, it looks like they're only targeting the Osiris node. But I definitely don't think Nemesis will stop there, and that's why we have to stop them before they can threaten the rest of the multiverse, and that's part of why I'm here in this core chamber, in Jarvis's chamber. I'm taking a big risk being here. At least I feel like I am, because again, you never know who's going to come knocking. Let's see. Question. Do you think Nemesis are versions of yourself and other 12, 18, 13 Magnus members from a different universe? It's a good question. Well, there's little doubt in my mind that Nemesis is an enemy Magnus. No doubt. That being said, I think it's a bit self-aggrandizing to assume that the best and brightest example of our archetypes on every world in the multiverse are just versions of me and the other researchers. although I think part of my ego would like to embrace that. On the other hand, there are a lot of worlds out there, so I guess anything is possible. Perhaps there are worlds where my counterpart looks exactly like me. I can't say. Maybe worlds and in the multiverse where we've had the same experiences, grown up in the exact same way, had the same successes and disappointments. But I can't say. That would all be speculation. Let's see. I think we've got more questions coming in now. Don't worry about him. He's had my back through all of this. Question from Mad Relic. What is the NIA planning to do with Avenir if the agents manage to capture his shards at the target portals? If he is to be executed, what crimes has he committed besides essentially being a resistance extremist with the powers of shardification? That is an excellent and in-depth question. It's more the NIA from your world that's overseeing this operation, but at the risk of putting my foot in my mouth, I think they'd simply like to imprison Avenir. That would be the game plan that I would go with. Try our best to question Avenir, to find out who they really are, and to see what else we might be able to glean about Nemesis and what they're planning next. You're right. There's a case to be made that most of these Nemesis members have committed what we would call capital crimes. The way they destroyed the Osiris researchers was nothing but downright sadistic. But we haven't quite codified whether or not simulacrum death is equivalent to murder. No matter how fond and used to those simulacrum we might have become, they certainly do appear human in all regards, and there are some that I miss having around. So I'm going to check and see. We've got other questions coming in. Keep them coming. I want to put my time in this Dunraven chamber to the best use, and that best use is getting this information out into the world via you agents. So keep them coming. I'm going to check my scanner coming in. Stuart, you didn't leave me, did you? You still here?
No, Hank.
Thanks. I need your backup. You see this? What do we make of that? Is something we need to be concerned about? Not yet. All right. Keep an eye on it, will you? Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Relic.
Ready?
Uh-huh. There it was. There it goes again. The tessellation. Did you see that? Did we get that?
Yeah.
Are we monitoring that?
Yeah.
All right, agents. That's something to be aware of, something you need to remember. The tessellation. We need to keep track of it. What do we got? What do we got, Stuart?
Let's see here. Just a moment. This isn't good. This really isn't
There.
good.
There, right there.
Yeah. Okay, we've got
What do you make of that? It's not showing up on the monitors.
Yeah, nothing. Let's see here.
We're not getting anything.
Yeah, totally dead. Okay. Momentarily.
Agents, we've had a lapse in our scanner. This doesn't sound good.
Hey, we're getting transmissions from over here.
What are you getting?
They're asking, do you have any idea how to rescue the prime researchers from their limbo state they appear to be in? I don't think you do.
Do we have any way of rescuing the prime researchers from their limbo state? Not at this point. Not at this point. And if we do, that's something the NIA would be developing, and I'd have to keep that under wraps because we would not want that information getting into the wrong hands. Not that you agents are the wrong hands, but there are leaks everywhere. So unfortunately, that's someplace that the researchers are going to have to remain for the time being, but it is on our list. Let's see what else we've got. We're still in the dark. Stuart, are we able to monitor what's going on in other portals? Are we seeing what's incoming? How are we going to know if somebody comes knocking on our door?
We won't. We won't know at all.
All right, agents, this is not good. This is something we're going to have to fix here in the moment. All right. Damn it, all the monitors are still down. Wow. I wasn't expecting this. It's a good thing this didn't happen when we were in Colon. Well, when our projections were in Colon. It could have been very bad. It could have taken us down completely. All right, Jan and Stuart?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. The amazing thing about the Colon experience is it felt real. You're not supposed to be able to have all your senses activated when you're projecting, and yet we were. We could feel the heat, hear the sounds, smell the smells. Didn't think I was ever going to stop sweating. It was perhaps the most humidity that I've ever experienced. And although I should have known something about Wendy because she never sweated. Maybe simulacrums never sweat. Maybe that's a way to know who's human and who's a simulacrum. Note to self. Wow, and it just occurred to me now. How are we looking, Stuart?
We're looking good. We're getting interference from Nemesis. Yeah. You can try using this. Somebody's trying to break in.
They're like a credit card. They're everywhere you don't want them to be.
This isn't good.
All right. What do we got? Are we still in contact with agents? Are they able to get through? Are they able to post questions?
Yes, just a moment.
We can't keep them in the dark like this.
Hey, can you check the phone?
Checking. Still dark.
There you go.
I see something coming through. All right. All right, I have a question. When can we be the ones attacking other dimensions? Oh, that's another way to look at things. We're not encouraging anyone to attack other worlds. But the NIA is here to stop that. So if you want to help in the fight, well, work on your own RPE text. When you've seen me on the Osiris node, well, I got there using remote participation. It was tech from my world. All right. So we're a little bit further ahead in our understanding of RPE than the Niantic Project researchers from your world. So if you want to be of assistance, then you can help the RPE experience gain momentum on your world. Help Niantic develop the tech so that we can put it into play where you are. Thank you. Thank you, Craig. Looking for new messages on the scanner. Okay, Mr. Nice Hat, Hank. Stuart may be a Nemesis agent. No, I got to disagree with you on that. No, he's harmless. No, I wouldn't want you to go down that road. But curious, what makes you think that? I mean, if you think there's a threat, be sure to send me that intel. I guess you never really know who to trust, even though so far he seems like a trustworthy guy. He's always had my back every time I've been here. But thank you for your concern, Mr. Nice Hat. Let's see. More coming in. It's just slow up. We dropped. We lost. Damn. It keeps going down. I don't like this. I feel like we're sitting blind. Stuart, we're sitting ducks here.
I know.
All right, another question. We've collected artifacts on field tests. Should we keep them in our scanners? Are they going to affect RPE? Yes, keep them in your scanners. Whatever you do, don't let them fall into Nemesis hands. We have to keep as much intel out of the hands of Nemesis as we possibly can. So the more intel, the more you collect. Keep it to yourselves. Keep it within your faction. Keep it within your group. Keep it close. Play it close to your vest, because it would be bad if Nemesis knew what we were doing if they had this intel. So thank you very much. Let's see. We've got another question coming in. What universe are Ingress agents currently in? If we're not in 1218, can we ever return? Now, I believe that you are agents in the Osiris universe. For those of you who started in 1218, well, I'm not sure how you made that transition. Good luck to you. Or how you're going to transition back, but that's something that I can assure you that the NIA is studying, and we will be working on returning you to your home universe just as quickly as we can. While you're in the Prime universe, do your best work. Try not to stand out. Don't draw attention to yourselves. We don't want Nemesis getting wind of you. We don't want you to become a target. That's not our goal here. Our goal is to make Nemesis the target once we're ready, once we have all the intel gathered, once we have all the weapons at our disposal. Nemesis is going to know that we're gunning for them. But until then, you make sure you stay low and stay safe, agents. All right. We've got more coming through. Stuart, are we back up?
We're back up.
Okay. Good. Got a question from Brian G. You're monitored from the 1980s. Your monitors are from the 1980s. Could that be the problem? Well, our monitors have been retrofit, so I think we're good there. But that's a nice notice. I'm afraid that doesn't help. Unfortunately, Dr. Lightman left very specific instructions, and we had to follow them to the T. We can't mess around with anything in here. That might change our ability to come back in here. They're archaic. And I think that's sort of what's keeping us off the grid, keeping us on the DL, and maybe keeping us out of Nemesis's crosshairs for the time being. It's kind of like if you have one of those old-fashioned corded phones, then you're not as apt to get viruses and things like that go along with digital technology. So hopefully these archaic pieces of equipment are helping keep us safe. We've got more questions coming through. This is a question. Hank Johnson, Akira Tsukasa is still fine now. Yes, I can say that Akira is just fine. She's proven to be a true ally on my world, and right now, believe me, we need all the help we can get, and that includes That includes you agents, both in the Osiris universe and back home in 1218, the universe that I call home. I still need your help, agents. I can't do this all by myself. So keep a wary eye out. But again, Prime agents, Osiris universe agents, you've got to stay safe. You've got to stay safe. You got to keep it on the DL. Don't put a target on your back. All right. More questions coming through. Thank you, agents, for these. These are, it's my pleasure to be here and sharing these with you and keeping the noble fight going, even though there's a new enemy in town. But I think we're up for it. I think we're up for it. All right, question. Hazy gunfire. What tiles? Answers. Those are hexagonal media objects I mentioned from the tessellation. So, as you can see, there are going to be hexagons being present from now on, and this will have a lot to do with the tessellation. You'll see them in the background here. You'll see them if you get broadcasts from other Dunraven chambers. Then you'll also see these hexagons, and just know that they're all part of the tessellation. We've got a question from Dandy Firebeast Ever. I think that maybe you guys are Nemesis. Really? Come on. I mean, if I was Nemesis, don't you think I'd know? I mean, really, I want to stop them just as much as everyone else does, just as much as you do. That's why we're all here. That's why we take these risks. That's why I take these chances. That's why I come back here not knowing what I'm going to encounter. But that's part of being the explorer archetype. Is we have to come to places where there's risk. And believe me, there's a lot of risk here. So, and I want to thank you for being part of it. I want to thank you for keeping me company. It helps to know that you're all out there and that we're all in this together. Waiting for more questions to come through. Question from Catalina Reyes. Do you think Nemesis will target the other people of interest even if they do not belong to the Niantic Magnus? Well, they targeted the Osiris researchers because they considered them a threat. And I believe Nemesis are dangerous to anyone and everyone who they think is in their way. That's why I encourage you to fight the good fight, but to stay low and don't put a target on your backs. That's why let those of us be in the forefront who are leading the fight. So stay out there, stay in the field, keep working, keep collecting the shards that you need to collect, keep working with the portals that you're working with, and know that we on this side are doing the absolute best we can to work hand in hand with you. Other questions coming through. Question, Hazy Gunfire. Hank, why do you wear gloves? It's cold in here. It's cold in here, and I have bad circulation, when you get to be my age. No, I'm just kidding. It helps me to not leave any, as little DNA lying around as possible. I don't really want people in this multiverse to know I'm here. So, yeah. Plus, it's kind of a holdover. It's like the 80s monitors. Well, it's just a comfort from the 1980s. I got used to it when I was doing field work, and it just sort of helps me feel grounded. So, another question coming through. We've got lag here on this side. Question from Pixel Bites to Hank. Have you met with Prime Jahan, Acolyte, Asmati? Yes, I met Osiris Jahan in Kolan, and it was a very mixed experience, I have to tell you. As you know, Jahan and I in the 1217 universe, well, we have something of a history, something of a relationship. And so to see her counterpart, despite the fact that she's not an exact duplicate of the Jahan that I've known here in 1218. There are enough similarities that it was well, it was quite the emotional experience. Whoa. Okay. It looks like we've got company. Yeah, Stuart. I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Gotta go now.
Okay. Agents, I want to thank you for joining us. Trying to get my scanner to work.
Hank, you're good again.
All right, Stuart. All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. Okay. Agents, fight the good fight. Keep it up. We're gonna show Nemesis what we're really made of. All right, this is Hank Johnson out.
How has it we been in here for 3 months and no one tried the door?
Hey, check this out.
What?
I used to have a room just like this. But what's it doing here? Something is very wrong.